Okay, hello YouTubers. How's everybody doing? I've been wanting to do this for a while now, and I'm excited to do this, and hopefully I can start making more stuff like this, where I can just talk about video games and everything, and like how awesome video games are. I'm looking forward to doing this, to doing more of this, and I hope everybody will enjoy what I am about to cover. But for this video, we're going to be talking about the top 10 video games of all time. I did this before, but I want to like provide like an updated status on what I believe is to be the top 10 games of all time. But surprisingly, it has not changed that much. I don't know. Maybe because I don't know. I feel like the games. I feel like these games are just very hard to top, and they just really they set the bar very high. They set the standard very high. So it might be hard to top these games, or maybe it's because of nostalgia. I don't know, but I mean, I really do enjoy these games, and it'll be very hard to top these. No matter how many new games they release nowadays, these games are just solidified in my heart as like the best games of all time. But maybe someday they will be surpassed. But yeah, okay. So let's go ahead and talk about this. We're gonna get started. Uh, this video might be 20 to 30 minutes, so I hope everybody is okay with that. Some people might not be okay with the video being too long. I personally enjoy long videos. It just depends on the person. But let's take a stroll down video game lane and talk about some of the greatest video games of all time. People might disagree with me or they might agree with me. Now, these necessarily they don't have to be like because a lot of these games people might be like, why did you pick that game, or what, like why did you pick that? Like I've come to realize that the game does not have to be perfect to be amazing, because there's games that have like gotten very high scores with critics and with people, and you would think that those games would be here in the top 10, but I've come to realize that a game does not have to be perfect to be amazing. Some of like the most amazing, wonderful games I've played were flawed and were not perfect, but they were just such a great time to play, and I had such a good time playing them, even with the flaws, and the kinks. And maybe we can all like learn from this. Like it does not a game does not have to be anything does not have to be perfect for it to be enjoyable. We should enjoy anything that comes into our lives, whether it's flawed or perfect or great, good, really good, but not perfect. So let's go ahead and get this started. I hope everybody will enjoy this. Let's get going. Uh, try to cover your eyes so you don't see the list. Um, okay. Oh crap. Okay, so number 10 will be Uncharted 4. Oh, that's right. I gotta play the trailer. Try to not look at the top because then it'll give it away. But uh so I really enjoyed this game. I really enjoyed this game. This was a great game, wonderful. Uncharted. This is probably one of the few like modern games that I played that I can say I really enjoyed. This was like the only modern game that managed to barely crack it into my top 10, and the top 10 is just very hard to crack. And this is one of the few modern games that will manage to break into the top 10. I really enjoyed Uncharted 4. Like Uncharted 4 is just a great time. Uncharted 1, 2, and 3 were okay, but 4 was just like, wow, that was amazing. Like, the graphics are beautiful and wonderful, and like, you get taken to like these like super like amazing places. Like you go to like Zimbabwe or Madagascar or something, you go to the beach, like some kind of like tropical island, and like pretty sure there's more. Like you go to like some beautiful like Italian like party going on like up in the Italian, was it Italy or something? It was like someplace somewhere in Europe, wasn't it? But it was like a beautiful like mansion in like the beautiful like forest or something. It was like and then it was just like, but the situations you get put into are just like so crazy. It's like one situation like you're like holding onto a rope, and then like the car is like dragging you across like the muddy like mud water, and like you're like hanging off the side of a bridge or something, and then you're like crashing into things, and you're just fighting on top of a car and punching and fighting people, shooting people, jumping back and forth between all these cars. All right, I'm going to have to play the replay again. And then and just the crazy locations, and then like, but it's like, I don't know, it's just like so action packed, and like the punching and the kicking and the explosions, it's like everything is just so good when you're just like running around and just doing what you got to do in the game, and it's just like it's everything's so fluid and smooth. The action is nice, the punching and the shooting is good, and like just jumping everywhere and drop kicking people in the face, and it was just so awesome. And like the story is great. Like you really like, I don't know, it's like you really do like, you care about Nathan, and you care about like the brother, and you care about his wife, and like you care about everything that they're going through, and it's just like you care, like it just the story, and like the just building up the relationship between everybody, and just and then understanding what they're going through, and the struggles they're going through, and the stress, and like you really empathize for these people, and like you want them to succeed. And like the villain is a great villain, Rafe. He's like he's very scary. He's scary and he's terrifying. He's like one of those like people that they seem like they're calm when you first meet them, but like they're just like a keg, like a powder keg, just ready to explode at any moment. He was like calm on the surface, but this guy looked like, man, you don't want to. This guy was like psycho. Like this guy could just explode at any moment, and it was just very lot. It was great, and the tropical island, having to find the lost like treasure island, the lost city of treasure, and just like the secret pirate island, and like it's just so great, and it's just like so magical. Like when you're trying to discover the secret pirate island and the secret pirate ship with all the treasure, it's just so magical. And then when like we're just going through the whole process, it's just like it just feels like so unreal. You're just like, oh my god, how like this is, it feels like a fairy tale, kind of like a some kind of like a legend, like a fairy tale legend that. But to actually go through that, you're just like, wow. But uh, I don't want to give away too many plot spoilers. I'm trying to like, just trying to talk about it without giving it away too much. But yeah, it's a great game, and this game managed to crack it into my top 10 barely. Like I was thinking, I was like, who? What am I gonna put top 10? And I was just like, you know what? Uncharted 4 really needs to be on there. It really is. The Uncharted 4 is the 10th greatest game of all time. Number 10. Um. Oh, and also I'm not going to be covering like online games. This top 10 is solely going to be focused on games that with the story, like campaign. I'm not talking about like, like battle royale games, or like online shooting battle royale games or anything. I'm not. I'm trying to want. I want this to be a top 10 on like story focused, like campaign driven games, where you don't have to go online to enjoy the game. You can just enjoy the game for what it is offline. Just offline with the TV and your controller and your video game console. So number 9. I was kind of iffy about putting this game in my top 10 because I feel like there's a lot of controversy with Grand Theft Auto because there's a lot of this you read the news like people doing these horrible things like committing murder, killing people, just committing crimes, and then they all talk about how they were like Grand Theft Auto was their inspiration. But I feel like I got to give it to this game. Like this game really did do a lot for its time for 2004. Uh, so yeah, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. I gotta but what makes this game so great is not the fact that you can go around just killing innocent people and just being a criminal and being a low life thug, which I'm not really all on board for. I don't think like this game will turn people into killers and criminals, but I will admit that the game is not very a good. If this is all your if this is your influence, if this is all you expose yourself to, I don't think I think it could mess you up a little bit if this is all you know, which unfortunately that is the case for a lot of people. All they know is Grand Theft Auto, so and this is where they get their life lessons from. But but Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, I did not enjoy the game for its story. I really did not care about the story. I could care less about the story. The story really just did not catch my interest. What I liked about this game was all the crap you could do in this game. Like I remember this game should be like a road trip simulator. Like I spent so many hours in this game just driving around from Los Angeles to San Francisco to Las Vegas. I loved just going on road trips and just driving from one state to the other state. It was so amazing. And I would just get a car, play my music, and then get some NPCs and then like get some NPCs into the car with me. And this is good just going a long road trip from Los Angeles to San Francisco. And then it was just beautiful. And then like you could just go around you could go eat at the restaurants or something like Cluck and Bell or something or the burger restaurants and you can get CJ fat. But I liked driving with the NPCs and then taking them to Cluck and Bell and like pretending we're all eating together. It was just I don't know, it was just weird. I don't know. It was just interesting. Oh man. And I would hire like a bunch of random NPCs and then form like a gang and then like uh I would just like go running around with them and starting fights with the other gangs with my NPCs. And it would be just like the most random people like in my gang. It would be like a janitor or something or like a soccer mom or something. And it would just or like some old grandpa and like just go around starting fights with the other gangs in San Andreas. So I don't know. There was a lot of I had a good time playing San Andreas and for what it was. And yeah, that was my number 9, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Um, oh, I want to give an honorable mention. I forgot about The Sims. This game, San Andreas, kind of reminds me of The Sims. I'll give an honorable mention to The Sims 2. I really enjoyed playing The Sims 2, and I formed a lot of memories with The Sims 2. And then just creating family, and then a man and a woman, and they're falling in love, and they do form all these great memories together, have kids, and they it was a great game. It was very relaxing, and I would always have my Sims like slow dancing with each other, slow dancing to some R&B music or something. It was Sims 2 was a great, very relaxing, and yeah, honorable mention to Sims 2, and let me see. Okay, what number is this? Okay, hide, close your eyes, everybody. Wait, no, oh, 10, 9. Oh, number 8. Okay, so number 8, Assassin's Creed 2. Um, this game was great. This was a great game. I remember when I played Assassin's Creed 2, like wow, this game like blew my mind because it was really kind of it took like Assassin's Creed 1 was like that was good, but Assassin's Creed 2 was like holy crap, man, and pretty much every other Assassin's Creed after this is just kind of forgettable. Like Assassin's Creed 2, that's the Assassin's Creed everybody needs to play. But it was so great. Like it was so great. Like you could just travel between the cities and on a horse, and I found that very relaxing, just going back and forth between the cities. And then uh like always, I did not really care about the story. The story was not what I cared about. The most amazing thing about this game to me was the treasures that you had to find in the buildings. There would like be like these certain like buildings that had treasure hidden inside the game, hidden inside the building, and then you had to climb the buildings. You had to climb. You had to figure out what you could climb, what you could not climb, and then like you would just like you do all this climbing, and then you would go into the depths of the building, and then you would like go into the deepest parts of the building, like parts that you would never exist thought would exist, and then you would find like all this treasure, and it was like super awesome. And I think there was this one building in Assassin's Creed 2. It was like a big giant church, wasn't it? And then you had to climb the like you're like looking like how can the church be in this how can the treasure be in this church? Where could it possibly be? And then you end up climbing all these different parts of the church, climbing on the sides and then climbing on the pillars. And then you end up like that one little spot like in that church, that one little spot way up there at the top, way high up there. You climbed all the way to the top of the church, and inside there's this little room like inside the church, and like you never thought that room would be in there, and in that room would be all this treasure, and you're just like, oh wow, like really, like wow, that was amazing. And then you look back, you look at the ground, you're like, oh my god, I climbed all of that. And then you see all this treasure that you discovered. It was a great game, and it was great. I liked the fighting. The fighting was fun. I liked having the option to use fists, and I liked how the soldiers would be trying to kill you with swords and stuff, and swords and shields, and like you're just fighting them with your fists, and like you're kicking all their asses with your fists. It really does give you like you just like feel powerful, you know? You feel like you could take on the world in this game. And Venice is beautiful. The music is beautiful. This game is so relaxing and so calming with the music. And like when you're like climbing the buildings of Venice, Italy, and then that beautiful like style music is playing, it's so relaxing, and it really does put your soul at ease. You know, a lot of these games I put in my top 10 are like games that are like super relaxing and just give peace to your soul. But and I'm but yeah, Assassin's Creed 2, number 8. I don't really care about the story, but everything else about the game is just amazing. Combat, exploration, the treasure. Yeah. So, okay. 2009. Wow. Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7. Number 7. Resident Evil 1 remake. Um when this game came out for its time, it was I remember playing this game when it first came out. I was in middle school. And when I played this game, I was like, "Holy crap, these graphics are beautiful. Like these graphics are gorgeous." It was just like Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine. Like you look at them, you're just like, "Wow, they look like real people." Like this looks like a person that would actually exist in real life. And yeah, it was great. To like we had just made the jump. Like when this game came out, we had just made the jump from like Nintendo 64 to the GameCube. And you know, in Nintendo 64, like everybody's heads look like they're shaped like octagons or like hexagons, like just squares. So to go from the Nintendo 64 to this, you're just like, holy crap! It's a beautiful game. So this game is when I played it when I was like 13 years old. This game was like freaking scary. Like because like you didn't know where the zombies were. Like you could be walking around. This was back when they used the old camera angles. And like the camera did not follow you. It was just like you kind of walked around and just walked into these pre recorded like camera angles, and then you just walking through these camera angles, and like you could hear like a zombie groaning or something, but you don't know where the zombie is because it's like the camera angles are like limited. You cannot see everything. So you would hear a zombie and you're just freaking out. Where the heck is the zombie? And it was just like the Crimson Head zombies are like these super powerful zombies that can like they can like kill you in like 2 or 3 hits. Yeah, they're very strong. And and you would always like you would just like walk over like dead bodies and just like, oh, please do not turn into a crimson zombie on me. And it was just so scary and very frightening. And like you have this game encourages you to like save your ammunition. So like you're trying to conserve your ammo, and then you got to try to go around the zombies. You got to try to dodge the zombies, and it just makes your heart skip a beat whenever like you try to like dodge a zombie, and then you barely dodge the zombie. Like the zombie grabs you, and you just barely dodge that zombie when they're about to grab you and bite you and eat you. The story in Resident Evil Remake was very good. I liked the story. I liked how it just kind of explained like everything that was going on. Like you read the books, the novels, and like you just slowly start to understand what happened at this mansion and how everybody died. And like I think like what makes this game so amazing is like this mansion feels like this mansion has history, or this mansion feels alive. Like you start to imagine what life was like in this mansion before everything went down the drain and everything went to hell and everybody died and turned into zombie. Like you start to imagine like how life could have been here. Like, oh, did the people sleep in these beds? Did the people eat on this dinner table? Did the people use this bathroom? Did the people just walk around and just go about on their business and did what they had to do? And it was just like you start to was somebody sitting in this chair while they were writing a novel, while they were like researching or writing, and like this mansion just has so much life to it, and you just imagine what it was like before everything got so chaotic. And honestly, this game is so scary for me, but at the same time, it is so relaxing for me. It was scary, but like there would be like these certain rooms you find in the mansion where it's just so beautiful. Like there's like an office where I believe William Spencer, was that his name? He went to do his research to read, and like you could see like the chair that he used to sit in. You could see the books that he used to read, and the windows open, and it's nighttime, and you can feel a little. It's like you can feel the breeze coming, the chilly breeze coming through the air, while Spencer was sitting on the chair and reading and researching and studying. And it was just like, I don't know. This game was beautiful. It was amazing. It was wonderful. Very scary. I love it. Uh, Very terrifying. This is the best Resident Evil game of all time. Better than Resident Evil 2 remake. And a lot of people are gonna get on me for saying that, but this was the best Resident Evil out of all of them. Better than Resident Evil 2 remake. But yeah, this is great. All right. Coming in at number 6. Oh man, I have to play this trailer so many times. Super Mario 64. I was thinking like, oh man, do I gotta do Super Mario Sunshine, or do I gotta do Super Mario Galaxy? But I was just like, oh, between all the Mario games I had to pick, I was like, I gotta choose this one, man. It was like Super Mario 64 is the best. I mean, it's better than Super Mario Galaxy. It's better than Super Mario 3D World. It's better than Super Mario Sunshine. Super Mario Sunshine was really good, but I gotta give it to Super Mario 64. This game is just a huge. When I played this game, I was like 7 or 8 years old, and this game was just a huge. This game was just wow. Like you play this game, it was just it was like a relaxing nightmare or something. No, it's like a relaxing kind of. It's like a nightmare, like a peaceful nightmare. There's so much weird stuff in this game. Like it's just like it's like a bad good dream. If anybody's ever had any of those kinds of dreams, it feels like a bad good dream. A good dream that's bad. A bad dream that's good. It's like there's so many crazy stuff in this game. It was just like I'm pretty sure by now everybody played Super Mario 64. I can talk about spoilers. But there's like this you go to Dire Docks and like it's just an empty ocean, and then there's just like a just an empty ship, a pirate ship at the end of the ocean. And it was just like it's just floating there. It's like it's so dead. Like it's so dead, but it's like it's full of life at the same time. It's like it's just a bobbing pirate ship, just in the middle of an empty ocean. And then it's just like it's weird. Like, and then you think about how that what that pirate ship might have been before it sunk to the bottom of the ocean and it was like rotting away, decaying. You think about what it might have been before it turned into a rotting hunk of wood. Not to mention, you had to go to the bottom of the ocean, and this ship is sunken at the bottom of the ocean, and you gotta you got to bring it back to, in a way, bring it back to life and bring it back above ocean. And that's just one example. There's so many other crazy things in this game. What about that sunken city at the bottom? There's literally a sunken like town at the bottom of the ocean. What about that? When you discover the sunken town at the bottom of the ocean, what if you go into a giant clock, and you start all the way from the bottom, and then you got to climb all the way to the top of that clock, and then and then you look at the bottom of the clock after you climb out of all that, and you're just like, wow, I did all of that. I mean, there's so many crazy things in this game. There's more. I mean, what about the empty, just giant Princess Peach castle? It's just like so big and it's so empty and it's so creepy. Like, wow, this game is just like I said, it's like it's like an amazing dream. It's like you had a nightmare and it was like a super awesome nightmare. This is like a great game. And yeah. I mean, I'll never forget that sunken city at the bottom of the ocean. When you first come across that ocean, that sunken town, you're like, "Whoa, this was under the ocean the whole time." And then you think you start to use your imagination. You start to think maybe the people walking around this town, and then people going into their houses and cooking food or something. Like, you think about how the town might have been before it flooded. It just games like this just really get your imagination going. It's just, man, good stuff, good stuff. Super Mario 64, best one out of all Super Marios. Tops number 6. This video is going longer than 30 minutes. Sorry everybody. I mean, I hope everybody's okay with this. I know people don't like long videos, but maybe there's some out there that like long videos. Number 5, Fable, the first Fable Lost Chapters. It was a close one. I had to choose between this or Fable 2. And I really love Fable 2. Fable 2 was amazing, but like Fable 2 is actually the better game. Fable 2 is a better game. Like, Fable 2 is superior to Fable 1 in every way, but it's an all-around better game. And then there's a lot of flaws in Fable 1. Peter Molyneux, he made so many promises about this game and he failed to deliver, and it pissed a lot of people off. But you know, to me it was fine. Like, he did not deliver on all of his promises, but what he did accomplish was super amazing. And it really sucks that everybody gave Peter Molyneux a hard time for not keeping all of his promises, but like, people just want to focus on the negative. Like, there's so many amazing things that you can do in this game. Like, this game was amazing to me. When this game came out and I was like a teenager, I was like 14 years old, 15 years old. This game blew my mind. Like, this game was freaking amazing for its time. Everybody was talking crap about it, but I loved the game. And it was just amazing. It was like, this was like the one game where I actually felt like my actions were impacting the world around me. It was just like if you're a bad guy, if you are a bad guy and you kill people, you become a murderer, the people actually react to you. So this game, you get to basically choose whether you want to be a good guy or a bad guy. Do you want to save the world or do you want to take over the world or something? And it's like you get to choose whether to be a hero or a villain. But what I like is your actions, it has an effect on the world around you. And it's just like, this was the only game that managed to do that. And it was like you could uh like walk around if you kill somebody, and then that has an effect on the other people around you. You kill somebody in the town, and then everybody knows what you did, and then everybody becomes scared of you. Like they'll see you after you committed murder, and then they run away from you. They get scared of you, and they run away from you, and they're scared. And like the people actually react to what you're doing. If you're a hero and you're saving people's lives and you become a good person, the people cheer for you. They're like they cheer your name and they're clapping and they're cheering. Like the people actually react to what you're doing, and it's amazing. And and then your character changes too. Like if you become a hero, like you have an angel, or you have a halo over your head, and then there's butterflies, beautiful butterflies flying around you, and then you grow like blonde angelic hair. But if you become a villain, you like there's like this red aura around you, and then your eyes turn red, and then you grow like horns like the devil. You grow horns like the devil, and you look nasty. You look nasty, and you look evil. It was just like it was just crazy. And then like I don't know, just like you're like just your actions just have an effect, and then people talk about your accomplishments. Like you do something, and then people are like, oh wow, you did that, that was amazing, or you did that, that was amazing. Or if you do horrible things, they're like, oh wow, how could you do that? So it was great, and it was amazing. I really felt like my actions were having an effect on the people around me. I mean, there could probably be more. Oh crap. And then like as you fight or something, as you fight, you get scars on your face, like or on your chest, and then you fight, and then you get scars over time, and then those scars just kind of like tell a history about your hero, what your hero has been through all these years. And then like your hero gets older, he becomes stronger, he becomes older. You can see wrinkles on his face. He's aging, like wow, like your character's just like you see the changes that happen to your character. You feel like wow, I could go on and on about this game. Like wow, I mean, the scene, like the locations are beautiful. Like you're going through like these magical forests. You're going through these magical fairy tale lands of like snow and the forest or like rain. And it's just like it's really calming, and it really just brings you like peace inside. Just the beautiful scenery, the flowers, the trees, the butterflies, and the birds chirping. Like wow, this game is just so like beautiful, and it's so relaxing. And and there's this one area that in Fable that's just so beautiful. I'm gonna say that for another. I'm gonna dedicate a whole video to that. But there's this one location that's so beautiful in Fable. It really does give you peace to your soul, and the birds chirping, and then just the music, and it's just so relaxing. I will go more into depth with that one for a next video, like top 10 locations in Fable. That deserves a whole video on its own. I love Fable. This is great. Um, yeah, it's a great time. Yeah, I love Fable. Oh my gosh, we're getting into the crazy stuff, man. Okay, number 4, Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. Okay, I gotta give it to Ocarina of Time. I had to choose between Wind Waker, Majora's Mask, uh, Majora's Mask. What else? Twilight Princess was not a Twilight Princess was not a good game. I don't know. I mean, I gotta give it to Ocarina of Time, man. This is as a link to the. It's better than a Link to the Past. Like this was the best Zelda game ever. Like wow. Now I remember when this game came out, I was really pissed off because this game ended up becoming more popular than my most favorite game of all time, and it became more popular than that game. And I got mad and I hated this game because this game was more popular than my most favorite game. But then when I actually tried this game and played it, like wow, I was just like holy crap, this is like one of the best games like you could ever. This is like one of the best games. I mean, what can I say about this game? I really don't know. Like this game this game is perfect. Like this is like the only game on my top 10 where I can say this game is perfect. There's nothing I can say about this game that's bad. There's nothing bad about this game I can say. It's perfect. You know? You would think it would be number 1 since it's the perfect game. This is the only game that I can say is perfect, but I don't know. It's so good. Like your Link. You grow up as like a little forest child. You grow up as like a little forest child and you whoa. You grew up as like a little forest child and you grew up as a little forest child and you have to and then like you just start I don't even know. Am I going to explain it? It's going to take forever to explain the story, but it's just like you start out as this little weak boy and then you have to go through the struggles. You got to go through the pain. You got to overcome challenges. You're basically a little sheltered little forest elf boy, and then the game basically tells you you got to save the world. And you're just like, holy crap! I'm just like a little elf boy. How the heck am I supposed to save the world? I'm a little elf boy that lives in fairyland. How am I supposed to do this? And like, this game is just like it just does that so well. Like you start out as a weak little boy, and then you grow up and you accept your responsibilities. Like I got to accept my responsibilities. I got to save the world. It's gonna be tough shit. It's gonna suck, but I got to accept my responsibilities. I got to become an adult. I got to grow up, and I got to save the world. And it's just like you go through these trials and these tribulations. You explore the world, and you fight these evil monsters and these dark monsters, and like you overcome all these challenges and you accept your fate to be a hero and to save the world. And it's just like you have to do it. You got to save the world because if you don't save the world, nobody else is going to save the world. If you don't save the world, everybody's going to die. And this is like the one game where like you're like when you like grow up, like everything seems all fun and games at first, but then you grow up and then you see everything that happens to you, like around you. Everybody is dead. There's zombies everywhere. There's monsters everywhere. The world has gone to hell in a handbasket. Like you can just see everything that happened around you, and you're just like, oh my god, I have to do something about this. And then like it's just like it's scary. It's like it's scary, but it's like you have no choice. You got to do it. And it's like you explore the world and you fight these temples and monsters, and then like you start to bring peace and harmony back to the world. The monsters start to disappear, and like the monsters start to leave, and like the people come back to life, and people they have hope again. And it's just like they have hope, and they're just like there is a chance. We can overcome this. We can overcome this all together. And then your friends are there for you to help you to defeat Ganondorf, the evil man that wants to destroy and take over the world and turn the world into like a hellish landscape for like his own power and control. And it was just like you gotta defeat Ganondorf, and your friends are there to help you to defeat this evil Ganondorf that wants to destroy, take over the world. It's so great, dude. I don't know. Ocarina of Time is truly a perfect game. And I don't think this game will ever be surpassed. You know, Wind Waker came pretty close. Wind Waker came pretty close, but it was just not, just barely missed it. Majora's Mask, no, does not quite cut it. Almost, not quite. Twilight Princess, I'm sorry, that was a bad game. I'll have to make another video about that later. That was not a very good game. Oh god, Ocarina of Time is the best Zelda game. I don't think this game will ever be surpassed. It's truly a perfect game. Should be number 1. I mean, I'm giving it to the other 3 just because of pure nostalgia. Holy crap, dude. How much longer? Okay, number 3. 40 minutes. Sorry, guys. I hope you're okay with this. Number 3. Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid 2. Sons of Liberty. People want to argue that Metal Gear Solid 3 is the best Metal Gear Solid game of all time. Metal Gear Solid 2 is the best Metal Gear Solid game of all time. People say Metal Gear Solid 1 is the best Metal Gear Solid game of all time. No, it's Metal Gear Solid 2. This game blew my mind. When I was 14, 15 years old and I played this game, it freaking blew my mind. This game was crazy. Like, this game has the best story ever. This is the best story ever. This is the best story I've ever played. Okay, people want to talk crap that this is like one of the worst stories ever in a video game ever. This is one of the best stories of all. This is the best story of all time. This story is amazing. All right, there's so many plot twists. There like you have to like what was it? So basically, there's like a Metal Gear, and then they're worried that the Metal Gear, it's like a big giant robot, and this Metal Gear is gonna like destroy the world, and they gotta find this Metal Gear and destroy it before it destroys the world. And then, but like it's such a simple it's such a simple story. All right, find Metal Gear, destroy Metal Gear. But then like you get thrown into all this crazy stuff, man. And like they start talking about like this is like one of the most relevant games today. Like this is the one of the most relevant games today for modern history. And this game is so relevant today. And everything that this game talks about is so relevant today because it's all happening right now. This game talks about censorship, censoring freedom of speech, censoring the internet. You know, humans are too stupid to enjoy freedom of speech. Humans are just too stupid, and humans need to be controlled like the little guinea pigs that they are. And it just like it talks about the Illuminati, like you know the government does not actually have any power. The president does not have any actual power. You know, the United States president is just a pawn who works for the Illuminati. He's just a puppet. And this game just talks about so many other crazy things. I don't even know how to explain. Like it talks about how like existing is just like pointless. Like there's no point to our existence because we're just like a big giant pile of just information and like data that we learn from other people. You know, we're not like a human is not actually a human like with their own set of beliefs and their own set of values. Like humans, they're basically they just learn everything from everybody else, and then they just do what they told, and they obey what they're told. And humans don't actually have a mind of their own. We're all just puppets. We're all just puppets, and we just do what other people tell us to do. You know, and it's just like it just covered so many crazy things, and like it's just so amazing. And it was just like when I heard all this stuff when I was a kid, it just blew my mind. I was like, wow, this game makes some amazing points that are very true. And like the game is great. The great gameplay is awesome. Like so many crazy things that you can run around. I remember when I played this game, I would just like knock out a guard, and then I would just like me and my friend, we would cover the guard's entire face in the tranquilizer darts, and so their face looks like that one Hellraiser, like that one guy from Hellraiser movie. Like he has a bunch of pins all over his face. Or like we would like me and my friend would just goof around, and like we would just like mess around with the guards, like shoot their leg and then shoot their other leg and then shoot their arm, and they're just like, please like show mercy, like don't kill me. And he has like one hand up. Like that blew our minds. Like the fact that you can shoot different parts of their like body and then they were to react to it, and like you shoot their arm, they grab their arm like ow, you know? It was just like it was just crazy, like the kind of trouble that you can get into with this game, and to see what you could get away with. And then you would like stuff guards into bodies and hide the bodies, and then the guards would be looking around for the body, and they cannot find the body. And then you open the locker, and then the body falls out or something. I don't know. This is a crazy game. It was a great game. A lot of people talk crap about Metal Gear Solid 2, but this is my most favorite Metal Gear Solid game of all time. Better than Metal Gear Solid 1, better than Metal Gear Solid 3. Definitely. And yeah, great story. It's so confusing. It's so confusing and crazy, but that's what I love about it. And yeah, great, fantastic. Okay, now I might be a little bit biased. I might be a little bit biased talking about this game, but at the time, this was my most favorite game of all time. This is what this was my most favorite game ever at the time, and then I got pissed off that Ocarina of Time beat this game. But to this day, I still got to look at Banjo Kazooie. I'm like, Banjo Kazooie was better than Ocarina of Time. You can just say it's nostalgia. You can just say, oh, you're just nostalgia. You're like, oh, you're full of crap. Banjo Kazooie's better than Ocarina of Time, but Banjo Kazooie for me, when I played this game, I was like 7 or 8 years old. This game was so amazing, so beautiful. I love this game with all my heart to this day. Like it's so magical. When I was a kid, it was like you basically got to save your sister from like a witch, but like that's the basic story. It's so simple, but it's so right. And like you go around, you got to go through these magical lands, you got to collect these jigsaw pieces, these golden jigsaw pieces so you can get closer to saving your sister. But it's the lands that are so amazing. Like you get taken to like a pirate island. You get taken to a pirate island, and like you go to a pirate ship, and you go inside the pirate ship so you can find the golden jigsaw pieces. Or like what other? You go to Christmas Land. Oh my God, I freaking love Christmas Land. You go to Christmas Land, and they're playing that wonderful magical Christmas music, and then you can see the houses with the Christmas lights on them, the blue and the green and the red, and the beautiful Christmas tree and the Christmas presents, and that beautiful Christmas music. This is like, wow, it's so magical. And there's like a Halloween land. There's like a Halloween land. You go into like a spooky mansion, and there's ghosts everywhere. And there's a big giant piano with this big giant ghost hands playing the piano. You're just like, wow. And you see it like that big giant piano with a big giant ghost. You're like, oh my God. You're like in a big giant like spooky church. And then like you turn into like a pumpkin, and then you got to go through like the haunted houses and stuff. And oh man, it's so great, dude. And then like freaking Cloud Cuckoo Land. Cloud Cuckoo Land, it's so beautiful. It's like a little like forest, like a little magical forest. And it's like it's raining in the beautiful magical forest. It's raining and the birds are chirping, and then you're climbing up the big giant tree, and you got to feed like the bird up there, give the bird worms, and then like there's like somebody's like building a house up there on top of the big giant tree, and then you slowly see the house being built over like spring, summer, winter, fall, and then it's just like, and there's like a little beaver, that a squirrel that lives inside the tree house, and then you see the squirrel throughout the seasons. You got to get him acorns and stuff, and then he gets all fat from eating all the acorns, and like the music is wonderful, and there's so many magical lands. What other great amazing lands are on there? Probably more, but it's just a very like it's just a beautiful game, and it's so magical, and it's just like you go on like this magical journey, and you go through these magical lands, and it's just like a beautiful fairy tale. And then the climax is awesome. Like the climax, you finally go up against the witch, and you're fighting on top of the witch tower, and it's just really intense. And like and then you got to go through the lava in the witch tower. You got to and like go through like this witch game or something, like a witch. What do you call them? Like a witch game. Those like a witch trivia game where you got to answer questions and you got to go through the lava. It was so climatic, and then you finally fight her, and you're just like you've been wanting to you've been needing, you had to battle her this whole time, and then to finally meet her and battle her, that one last showdown. It was great. I don't know. Banjo Kazooie is great, amazing, very magical. I love this game when I was a kid. I still love it today. And yeah, number two, Banjo Kazooie. Okay, here we go. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to replay this so many times. Number one, I still got to give it to Mario Party. Mario Party 1 is my most favorite game of all time. Now, now this is a flawed game. A lot of people are like, how can you choose this over so many other masterpieces that are out today? But I got to give it to Mario Party 1. because I just have so many precious memories about this game. And this game is just so beautiful, wonderful, and magical to me. It really takes the magicalness of Banjo Kazooie and just like wow, makes it super magical. I love it. And the whole build up to this game was great. Like I remember I was super excited. I was like 7, 8 years old. I was super excited for this game, and I was like begging my dad, please get me this game. Like I would read the books. I had like Nintendo Power, and I would read the magazine every day. And I would read the magazine, and I would read all the super awesome mini games that were in this game. I'm like, wow, that sounds so fun. And I was so excited for this game. And it was around Christmas time. It was really cold, and my dad went. My dad and my mom and my sister and me, we went. My dad wanted to get a new car, and we went to the car shop. And while my dad was like looking for like a new car, and he was talking with the dealers, I was like sitting at the table at the dealership, and I was just reading this magazine the whole time I was there. And it was around Christmas time. It was chilly outside, so me and my sister, we would go to the vending machine, and we would get like unlimited refills of hot chocolate. I would just keep going there over there getting hot chocolate, and me and my sister just kept getting hot chocolate. It was like I got like 10 of those hot chocolates, and I would drink all of those while I was reading the magazine for Mario Party and the game that was coming out soon and all the mini games. The build up was amazing. The build up was amazing, and I think the build up was what made the game so special to me. And and I remember walking outside with my mom and dad and sister after we finished the dealership, and there was like Christmas lights outside, and it was chilly, and it was just like the Christmas lights everywhere. Everybody was setting up the Christmas lights, and it was nice and chilly outside. And then when the day finally come where I got Mario Party, it was amazing. It was everything that I wanted it. I would hope it would be. Maybe today everybody kind of looks back on Mario Party and like, that was not that good of a game. But for me, it was the best game of all time. And I loved Mario Party. Me and my sister, it's the memories, man. I think the memories are what makes it so great. Me and my sister would play this game every day. And we would play the game every day, and we would like play the game all night. We would play the game all night until my dad told us it was like time to go to sleep. And we would play together every day, all night. And it was just such a great time. And I think this game is so special to me because because these are like special memories that I shared with my sister, and I look back on those memories with happiness, and so but yeah, you do miss those times. You do look back on it and like, man, those were good times. I really miss those times. They were so just playing Mario Party with your sibling, And but like I said, the reason why I love the mini games were so great. My sister and I, we loved running of the bulb. You basically have to work together. You and your sister and the two other computer teammates, and you had to make it all the way to the end of the hallway with the light bulb. But you also had to run away from the ghost and not get caught by the ghost. And if your teammates get caught by the ghost, you have to save your teammates. And I had to save my sister. My sister had to save me if we got caught by the ghost. It was just great mini games, that I got to play with my sister. And the maps are so magical, man. Peach's birthday cake, wow, that cake looks so delicious, man. I just wanted to eat that cake up. It was like beautiful pink cake with like pink frosting and white frosting, and it had like strawberries on it, and it was like cherries on it. It looked super yummy, and then it was like a super delicious cake, and I just wanted to eat that. And then the music was so beautiful. It was like the music was so magical. It was so whimsical, it was just so calming and relaxing and peaceful and magical and whimsical all at the same time. And then you had Rainbow Castle. Rainbow Castle is so, oh my god, like Rainbow Castle, you feel like you're in heaven when you listen to that music. It's so heavenly, so magical, so beautiful. Rainbow Castle, you feel like you're in heaven up with the clouds. So great. Um Man, Mario Party 2 had a lot of amazing maps too. Oh my god, it was such a close call between Mario Party 2 and Mario Party 1. They're both super amazing. And then Minigame Island. When I played Minigame, that like Minigame Island feels like a dream. Like the music is so calming and so relaxing, and it's so like a dream. And then like you're on Minigame Island, the island is like so empty. It's so empty, and it's just so weird. It's like Minigame Island is so empty, but at the same time, it's just so peaceful and calming and beautiful. The music, it feels like you're in like a dream of like heaven. And just the whole game is just so magical. It's a beautiful fairy tale, and I really enjoyed playing this game. I have so many memories, so many special memories of playing this with my sister, and the whole build up, and then the whole build up to it with around Christmas time, and then my dad actually, like, I was opening Christmas presents, and then my dad actually got me this game. I didn't know if he was gonna get me the game, but like my dad got me this game, and I was so happy that my dad got this game for me for Christmas, and I was so happy. And my mom and dad just getting this game for me, it was just like wow, and it was just so magical, so wonderful, and like wow. I mean that's why I love Christmas so much. Like so many special memories of this game around Christmas and everything. I don't know. I love this game. Number one, Mario Party. People might not agree with me, but me personally, because of just memories and nostalgia, I gotta give it to Mario Party 1. All right, top 10 list is finally finished. Wow, that took, what is it, an hour? Jesus, oh my God, an hour. Top 10 talk for an hour. I hope everybody enjoyed this. I hope everybody got something out of this. This is my top 10 list, and there will surely be more to come. I'll make a top 10. I got to make a top 10 list for top 10 Zelda games, top 10 Mario games, top 10 Resident Evil games, top 10 Mario Party games. I got to do that too. So thank you everybody for watching. I hope somebody out there enjoyed this video. I hope somebody got something out of this video. I hope everybody enjoyed it to some extent, got something out of it. Thank you everybody for watching. Have a good one. Thank you. Bye.